Yeah.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Stapakaya च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar, Ravish, and welcome
Namaskaram,
to
Swamiji.
this platform at
Thank you.
srkvsmysuru, where it's a school outreach program platform where we connect with those extraordinary alumni like you, and share
Thank
their
you.
inspiring messages, their journeys through life, so that all of us can benefit. So this is the overview of this. So first thing is, once again, I would like to congratulate you and your parents too. So they spoke to the
Thank you so much.
family yesterday. So they're all happy, and we also seeing your being with us for so long here in Vidyashala. We surely hoped that you'll be doing some extraordinary work in this world, and things are falling in place. So we are proud of you too.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So I think as I pointed out, so this could be a platform where a window where you can share some insights on your journey. So I'll just try to put across
Yeah.
some questions along the way, along as we move on, so
Yeah.
that you can take it, because I'll be handing over the stage to you. So you can
Yeah.
accordingly can structure the conversation, and pass on your insights to the audience. So first thing is,
Okay.
what I would like to ask about you is, first thing is, we at Vidyashala, and there are a lot of
Yes.
wonderful students, the Vidyashala family, and a lot of aspiring medicos want to do and stand where you are currently. So
Yes.
they would like to know, what is that winner's mindset? There's something called as winner's mindset. What is that winner's mindset? How does
Yes.
it come? So I think there's no better person than you to be able to put across your journey and help us out with this. So this is one thing. So please, over to you.
Yes. If I have to talk about winner's mindset, I think the first point I would like to make is I don't think I have what I should call a winner's mindset or a conventional thing. I don't know if I have that actually, but I have a mantra which I work on. That is put the maximum effort as much as you can, and leave the rest to God. That is what I feel, because that is what I even learned in Ramakrishna Vidyashala in the lessons of Bhagavad Gita. Because according to me, one of the most important things to get a good rank or to achieve something is self-confidence, definitely. And the way to get this confidence, the way to be more confident is put more work into it. So, for example, if I have an exam the next week or some 2 weeks, I have to sit and study properly, because if I don't study properly, I study only in the last 2 or 3 days, obviously I'll be lacking in confidence. So if you put the maximum effort from your side, I think you will have that confidence, because you will say, I have studied so much for this particular test or exam. So I have prepared well. So I know I can do this well. If I sit with a cool mind and start giving the exam, I know things will come back to me. So that is the sort of self-confidence you get if you work hard. So I think once you have that self-confidence, I think even if there are a few questions which you don't know, sometimes by your logic or reasoning, if you're writing the exam with a cool mind, you can recollect so many things, and also you can discover new things about that particular question to write an answer, even if you have not studied that. And that has happened to me so many times actually, just because of self confidence. So I think working hard to gain that self confidence, and attempting the exam with your with a good state of mind, I think is extremely important. And winning or getting a rank comes by itself. Like, you don't sit for an exam, you don't study to get a rank. So that is an automatic thing which will happen if you work hard. So I think that is the message I want
I
to
think
convey.
I think you have internalized the Bhagavad Gita teaching here. I think so. You know that.
It's
So the things which you had just chanting. In our Vidyashala
yeah.
dining hall also. That is
Yes.
karmanya vadikaraste ma phaleshu kachana.
Vadikaraste ma
So I
phaleshu
think
kadachana.
this aspects. I mean, we need to this youth. You need to get into
Yeah.
the right mindset. I think the way we need to move forward. and the very structured learning where you need to put this hard work. Nothing comes, it's nothing, the fast quick fix solutions. Everything needs to be,
Yeah.
set. A proper foundation needs to be set. Mm. So I
Yeah.
think that's something which forms a core of this winner's mindset, as you just pointed out. I think there's
Yeah.
another thing we would like to ask you. Even our viewers will be very eager to know this. So they would like to know the journey behind the screens. What happens is whenever there's a winner and he's advertised all across various platforms that he is part of this coaching center, that coaching center everywhere. That people are enamored by that. But I would like to know
Yeah.
the struggle behind the screens, journey behind the screens. What exactly happens there?
Yes.
Of course, you pointed out this hard work, but you make it look so simple. You
Yeah.
it looks so simple. So somebody have just done his hard work, because there are a lot of people who are doing hard work. There are a lot of people
Yeah.
who are just sweating, toiling. But no, not everybody can make it to what you have done. So I think
Yeah.
so I think that attitude, and if there is something which you like to share your journey behind screens, how you actually prepared, and also I would also like you to enlighten the audience as to the the steps where your journey through in BMC, and then how you
Yeah.
kind of thought of attempting or writing this particular qualifying exam. What are the stages
Yeah.
which we need to know? So probably there are a lot of
Yeah.
students who are preparing at that level, so I think this will address to that student community here and such. Please.
Yes, definitely, Swamiji. So I began my journey in Bangalore Medical College in the year 2016. So in 2016 only, I had secured the first rank in the state in the second PUC exam. So after that, I joined MBBS, and whenever I was in my 8th to second PUC in Vidyashala, because the classes used to be so nice, and I used to learn most of the things from the class itself, the way the teachers used to teach over there. I think I used to learn most of the things in the class itself, and then I used to go back and study. In the first night study, in the second night study, and I just used to revise, and I used to leave it at that. And when we had an internal assessment or any exam for that matter, I used to prepare the previous 3 or 4 days, and it was over. I used to get good marks. So that was it for me. So that was the preparation which I did when I was in my PU and also in my high school. But when I came into medical school, actually things changed drastically, but I could not realize that at an early stage. So what I did was I had quite a laid back attitude in my first year, I feel, because I did not study regularly each and every day. I thought maybe if I listen to the classes and maybe just before the exam, just 2 or 3 days, if I study, I think I'll get good marks. But as the time progressed in my first year with each internal assessment, I realized that that was not true, because the subject is so vast, and there are a lot of things to study. So actually each and every day preparation is required, and it's very volatile. So there are many factual fact based questions which are asked, and also there are a lot of things to remember in the first year subjects especially. And first year subjects form the foundation or core upon which we should build upon our further knowledge in MBBS. So I think first year, in the initial part, I had quite a laid back attitude, and that obviously did not reflect well in my results. So I think even in the second half of first year, I failed to realize this. I was late in realizing this. And first year, I got, I think, 79.5%, because at the end I studied a lot. But still, I felt I could have done better. Of course, that may be trying to overthink it. But personally, if I have to give an opinion, I feel I could have done better. So then came my second year. From my second year, things drastically changed according to me, because there were 4 subjects now, and each of the subjects, pathology, microbiology, pharmacology, and forensic, were extremely huge subjects. And there were a lot of textbooks to study, and I think just 1.5 year is not enough to complete all these subjects properly. So it was very huge, and it was a mammoth task for me, because I also had to attend clinical postings as well, and I also had to come back and study. So I think in second year, I started building up the momentum, and at the end of second year, just when the exams were coming, that was the first time, I think, in my life in which I actually freaked out. So that had never happened to me, at least in my previous years of schooling. So that had never happened to me. I started freaking out. So in my second year, at the end, I actually felt for the first time what self doubt is, because I began doubting myself very much. Just I think 1 month or 2 months before the exam, I started doubting myself very much. I thought maybe I would forget everything which I'm reading. So that curse of self-doubt actually came into me, and I did not know how to overcome that actually. I was feeling extremely depressed also, and because I think I haven't told this to anyone else other than my family, because my family actually helped me during that time. Because now when I think back, it feels like a very small thing, just 1 year second year exams, what is there to that? But at that point of time, I actually felt very bad, and I actually felt very depressed. So I had a lot of self doubt, and that is the point where I actually remembered back whatever teachings I had in Vidyashala. Because my parents could only help me so much, they could only console me. But when I thought back to my teachings in Vidyashala, I just realized that my teachers and my mentors and all the Swamijis would not be happy to see me like this, with a lot of self doubt, and like in a depressed state. They would want me to go there with maximum confidence, attempt what I can, and come back with in a good state of mind. So I think that is one thing which motivated me a lot. So I think second year at the end, I felt really bad, but I could somehow come out of it, and I had secured the 80% in second year. So I was very happy with my performance in second year also. Then came third year, which is more like a transition year, in which I again I did my best, and I had secured, I think, some 76-77%, because the subjects also were like that. And I think I could have done better in third year also, but I'm not so strict about that. Then in my final year, I think my final year started in January, and the COVID pandemic hit at the same time in 2020, and in March 2020, the lockdown began in Bangalore. So all my clinical postings were cancelled, all my classes were cancelled. So everything was complete mayhem. So I could not even predict what will happen to me immediately, or what will happen tomorrow. So life became unpredictable suddenly. So during that time, in the initial part, I was too much into researching, like how is this COVID going on? Like when will it end? So I started putting focus on things which were not in my control, I feel. So I started wasting a lot of time in this. So I wasted a good 1 or 2 weeks doing many other things as well. So then I realized that I was going out of track. So according to me, consistency is a key whenever you want to achieve anything. Consistency and perseverance. So if I just stray down a wrong road in just 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and if I go across a wrong path, and just completely forget my preparation, then it will be very bad for me. It will be difficult for me to come back on track. That is what I felt. So I felt that enough is enough. So I don't know when this pandemic or lockdown is going to end, but I have to start studying. I have to come back on track, even if there are no postings, no classes, nothing. I have to study for myself. I have to do self study. So that is when I realized that. And during that time, I started studying very sincerely. So I even remember now, I used to study from morning till the night continuously with only a few breaks. So I think the main thing that struck to me was that if the pandemic was not there, I would have never got this free time which I'm having now. So I had to make maximum use of this free time which I'm getting. So there was a lot of time which was available, and I feel proud to say that I utilized it in a very good way. So continuously I was studying, and I was building my concepts, and I also went back to my basic subjects, the first year, second year subjects, and tried to fill up any lacunae which were there, and any gaps in my knowledge which were there. I actually tried to fill that up also, so that I have a rounded understanding of the concepts and various topics. So I think one thing is, whenever you have free time, it's more of a luxury, and you feel that there is a lot of time, and there is this tendency of procrastinating, and a tendency of complacency gets into you. So I think it's very important to come out of that, and realize that whatever time you have to utilize it to the maximum. So I think that phase of my preparation was the most vital part of my preparation. The final year, during the pandemic, in the lockdown, when I had so much free time.
Ravish, if I
And
can
also,
interrupt you now for a moment.
yes,
So I think
yes, Somesh,
I'll try to
definitely.
just, try to condense what you've told till now. So I think
Yeah,
one thing which our young viewers can understand is that, see, depression or going down, being in the blues,
yeah,
it's nothing to be ashamed of.
yeah,
So we
definitely.
all
Yeah,
go through that,
definitely.
and the most important thing is how we can come up. It's not about falling, but it's about
Yeah,
how rising every time you fall. I think
yeah,
that is one important thing which we can probably gain from your experience. That's one thing.
yeah,
Second is, again, is the power of introspection. Now, when you are introspecting,
yeah,
where you are reflecting and know what to do, whether it's the right thing or not, I think that is where you can understand, the Viktor Frankl's book, where there's something called the reaction time and the reflection time. There's a pause between you react. I think that is where, that is the key for a extraordinary personality to emerge in each one of us, I feel, because you're not just reacting, or you're pausing and you're reflecting and you're taking that action. I think that's a very important thing that would come, I think, over a period of disciplined life or a period of time. I think that is very important,
yes,
I personally feel, because it doesn't just come
yes,
once, it doesn't come in a flash. It comes over a period of, a
yes,
sustained, disciplined living. And you also mentioned about consistency. I think this
yeah,
consistency boils down to your, that rising up from your, from the
yes,
dumps, if I can call that.
yes,
Then, of course, I mean, the art of utilizing time, time management.
yeah,
So I think we all of us need to, understand how we can manage time, that art and science, which we need to incorporate in lives according to our, particular, whatever situations are there. I think these are being
yes,
put very well by you. And please continue, Ravish.
yeah,
Thank you. Please continue.
yeah. And one more thing which I feel, Swamiji, is whenever we go into this competition aspect,
Hmm.
so you do have a lot of competition within your class with other colleges, and when you come to competitive exams, there is a lot of competition in our state. We are also competing with many students out of our state, also in the national level. So I think this competitive whatever the
Challenge,
game which
exam.
is going on,
Hmm.
I would like to call it a game only, actually,
Hmm.
because it's more like a mind game. So we think that the competition is outside. We think that we are competing with many people around us, but at the end of the day, their result do not influence us in any way. All the results which are coming out of all our friends or people whom I don't even know, I cannot change that. There is no way I can change that. If they're meant to get a particular rank or a particular marks, they will get that. So the only thing which is in my hand is how I can improve. So the competition is actually within me. So this I actually realized when I was in my final year, because everywhere I was giving this mock test, I was going for a lot of quizzes, and I used to see others. I used to feel, oh, this person has studied a lot. He is my competitor. I used to feel that. I used to have that competitive game which is going on. So that's all a mind game, I feel. But at the end of fourth year, I actually realized that the competition is actually within me. So every day I have to compete with myself. So I have to be a better version of myself. So I have to be somewhat better than what I was yesterday. So that is the thing I realized actually a bit late. I think that's a very important thing you should realize early on, because for every day you have to strive for improvement. So you have to be better than your previous self. So that is what I feel. So again, but final point I want to make is the competition is within yourself only. So you have to compete with yourself. You have to try to increase your competency, increase your skills, increase your knowledge day by day, and you have to be a better version of yourself. That is what I feel.
And Ravish, from here, what are the options available for you, and what do you want to pursue further? That is something which all of us like to know.
Yeah, definitely, Samji. So now I have a few options, especially in central institutes, because I got All India rank 7 in INICET. So INICET is Institutes of National Importance. So this exam is only for getting entrance into institutes like AIMS New Delhi and all the other AIMS branches, and then PGI Chandigarh, then JIPMER Pondicherry, and NIMHANS Bangalore also. So currently, I'm thinking of two options, either general medicine or radiology. I'm thinking of two options. So I want to sit down, think, talk with few people, and come to a final decision.
So that's great, Ravish. In fact, where you're talking this one thing which we can probably pass on this message. Working on ourselves and trying to get a better version of ourselves. Because
Yeah,
yes, this is that cutthroat competition, if I can use that word here.
yeah,
Everywhere people are there on a on their hurry. They're all moving in a very rapid pace, and people are
yes,
relatively they're comparing across various performances, and probably this is where we lose our center. I think when we lose our
yeah,
center, we'll be not performing to our optimum. We lose that particular, that the what I can call that particular tendency to excel with ourselves. I think
yes,
when we come back to our center and working on ourselves, I think it will make all the difference. I think Ravish,
yes,
thank you for it's almost 20 25 minutes being with you.
yeah,
So I'm sure that you'll do well, and do come to Mysore, come to Vidyashala once, and
Yeah,
meet all the
definitely. Yes,
Swamijis
Ramesh.
and teachers. And of course,
Yes.
your message here, whatever you've shared with us, also will be put across. And thank you once
Yeah.
again for giving your time here, Ravish.
Thank you so
And
much.
nice
Thank you.
talking to you.
Thank you so
Namaskar.
much,
Jai
Ramesh.
Ramakrishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.